Okay, barely afternoon in New York, but good afternoon anyhow. Games will be coming on soon. I have to make this quick. I gotta tell you one thing about down here right now. It is friggin' hot. It has been for days. You wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, and you start sweating. Go take a shower, come out, and you're still sweating. It's just really unpleasant right now. But that's what you put up with every once in a while down here, and everybody and every place else too. So especially when you're dealing with a tropical climate, unpredictable. And like they say, it is getting warmer everywhere. It's going to start to become a problem soon. I don't know if still in my lifetime or not, where food shortages are going to become a problem. Okay. So Trump's going around being an idiot again. And I wrote down here, and it says, people with a brain don't support Trump. And that's pretty accurate if you listen to these people. I'm not saying there aren't some, because there are definitely some people that are intelligent, but their intelligence goes in a different direction than mine or yours, probably because they're more of a fascist type deal. I mean, Hitler had a lot of geniuses. Look at Brown. I mean, we thought he was so good we brought him to the United States to head up our space program, put us miles ahead of everybody else at the time. So there are smart people in every disorganized mob. They just don't function or think the same way we do, or as other intellectuals do. Their intellectuals' ability is used for self-express. No, that's they use it for a narcissistic approach. They use it to be in control rather than to show people that this is the way you could do things. They say this. They don't show people. They say this is the way you do things, because they're very much in control freak. Because they think they're smarter than you, and they might be, but that doesn't mean they have the right to tell you what to do. That's my opinion. Just because you have a college degree or you went to this, that, or that school, it doesn't give you the right to tell us what to do. I am still waiting, and I would still love to talk to some people that taught Trump at Wharton Business School. I really would, because I got a feeling about that his old man paid for all of that, because I just don't see him being that smart. He might have taken what he learned there and applied it to his narcissistic personality, so that he's just doing things for himself rather than for humanity or for anybody. Right? Really, his partners, he doesn't care about them. Most of them get lose money at some point in time because of him. Look at the people that are backing him now. If he loses, there's a lot of people going to get destroyed. Some of them are going to get their heads beat in. Not something I'm recommending being done. I'm just saying that's the aftermath, because not every Democrat's a real gentle Christian type person. You know what I'm saying? You're just as bad as the others. Wish I could read. Oh. Now, Trump doesn't just want to tax tips, by the way, for service workers. He'd like to get rid of them. And let me tell you something. I told you I had people that I met his sister in a restaurant where I had him train the bartenders for. And they turned around and said, when he comes in, they cringe because he hates service people, treats them like dog shit. That's because he couldn't get a job at McDonald's when he was in college or something like that, because he was too stupid. Well, he didn't have to really. He had more money than God then. He's got more money than me now. So what's the difference, you know? But the thing that you'll find, there are service people that like him for some reason or another, you know. But they're that's just like looking back in the 1930s, and there were a lot of people that liked Hitler, thought he was a great man, and never changed their opinion about him. Not even after the war. And that's why the Nazi Party's still alive in Germany and parts of the world. And fascism still lives. Because people thought Hitler was a great man. One thing I will tell you, though, the people that like Trump don't think he's a great man. I think there are more people using Donald Trump right now to gain power than there are that are he could call friends or anything like that, you know. Hitler had close confidence and stuff like that. Trump's close confidence are nuts. I mean, they're way, way worse than anything Hitler came up with, you know, because they're really stupid people. They have nothing to, and they don't bring anything to the table, you know. Hitler had engineers, architects and whatnot, policymakers that brought something to the table. Trump's minions don't bring anything to the table. They're just following along, going, you know what I mean? Trying to get close enough to kiss his ass, which is sad, but that seems to be the truth of it, you know. You know, I never know when I read these articles and I see these articles on YouTube, and they say 18 hours ago, and it turns out that's maybe when the article was first put up, but the story's like 3 days old sometimes. You know, you have to, every time you go look at a news, you know, you look for a news story, you have to make sure of the timing of it. You know, is this a story that is this a story that's going to make sense, or is this a story that's, you know, if we release this story right away, is anybody really going to care? You know, and what happens when you read these stories, you know, they're basically a day old. It takes a while for you to verify it because you can't just click and say, well, let's, you know, go to this channel or that channel. Look, you could do it the debate. You could go around very easily with the debate and see what people were saying. You know, this is a little different. Now I'm trying to find this article about J.D. Vance. Trump, people are laughing at Donald Trump. Yeah, but sometimes those stories are taken out of context, you know, and you have to be careful. I think you know, he said something over the weekend dealing with the Haitians and whatnot, and he had the wrong nationality and the immigrants in Springfield, and he just, you know, he's just, I don't know where his mind is. You can't say he's thinking too fast or he's thinking about too much, because I don't think he thinks at all. I think it just comes out of his mouth, you know. And I've been there, I've done that, and that's how I debate, and I win debates that way. So I guess if you feel that way, you know, you sort of say, okay, you know, this is the way it's going to be. It's this resurfaced Vance interview reveals the truth about Maki. I can't have time to read this right now. Okay, I can't. I don't have time to. I really don't have time to go through that story right now. Sorry about that. It's, you know, J.D. Vance is a very, very complicated man. Uh, he's got a good leg up on Trump because he's young and his mind is still functioning fairly well, so he could keep track of the lies he tells. And he's very quick on his feet, which Donald Trump isn't anymore. He used to be, but he's not anymore. Oh man. You should check out J.D. Vance on Face the Nation with Margaret Brennan. I don't know where it's at. I just see this little clip that I think it would be interesting to read the whole story. If I lived in Springfield, Ohio, I'd be looking for Vance because he's ruining people's lives. You know, I mean, let's face it. We're running an election that's just dumb. It shouldn't be close at all. But yet people, you know, I mean, it's closer than the Hitler's election. So you have to say there are still a lot of good people in America, you know. But there were a lot of Nazi sympathizers right up to the end of the war in America. So you know they're still around. It's a shame the way they pick and choose what they want to hear or they want to believe, rather than, you know, trying like I try to go around and hear and see everything, you know. It's not easy. You know, I talk to a lot of foreign Colombians down here. There's a lot of them around where I live that speak English and what have you. And they're very concerned about two things: their own political future, with this whack job that they have down here, who's a card-carrying communist, Petro. And then they're very concerned with what's going to happen up there, because they're very dependent upon aid and the ability to sell products up there. You know, it's a place for them to go to work. They go send doctors and stuff up there to be trained. You know, it's funny because the United States kids in the United States go to Mexico to learn how to be a doctor because they can't afford American universities. And they're no different. You know, doctors are doctors. We get a lot of doctors that come over from India, and in the beginning they're willing to work cheap, and then they get to be absolutely ridiculously priced. And I got to tell you, I'd rather speak to a Colombian with a heavy Spanish accent than try to understand some of the Indian doctors that I've come in contact with over the years. And that's not saying they're not good doctors. It's just saying that they're not willing to adapt at all, you know. And that's what people say I am. I'm willing to adapt. For some reason, I cannot speak Spanish. I have tried the two biggest companies out there, and my biggest problem is I don't retain what I learn, you know. So I don't know. Trump's running around endorsing more Republicans this year than ever before because he needs a Congress and a Senate that's Republican. Otherwise, he will not last in office, and it will be the Democrats that take him out of office rather than his own people. Like, remember this when it happens. It says, I don't think they can control. I don't think his people can control him. I believe he's going to have some sort of breakdown and be removed from office for health reasons once he gets elected. And I'm talking about within months after he gets elected. Because he's going to go off the deep wall. I'm sorry, deep end. Deep, well, same thing, but deep end, you know? I wonder how these come. I'm looking at an ad for a Lamborghini, and I'm saying to myself, I wonder how. I know there's a lot of millionaires and billionaires and stuff around, but that's the 1%. How do these companies make a living selling cars to 1%? You know? Well, that's like football players buy them, wreck them, buy them, own them for a couple of years, and then have to sell them because they can't afford them anymore. You know? Okay. That's that. I went through all the news channels and whatnot looking for something that we could discuss. And there's nothing there that we can discuss. What happened here? Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. You see these ads that after the debate, Trump voters are running away. I don't know about that. They just, they don't want to. I think what they're doing is they're going someplace to try and think about what's going on here. It's this, It's just one of those things. I don't know. I get crazy. I watch a picture here where this lady's talking about taking a picture of his wife on a boat, the fish. The fish is a freshwater fish, and he's talking about being on the ocean. So that's what I'm talking about. The stories on these characters and whatnot on YouTube. You just don't know. You just don't know, Okay. It's bailout time for me, and we'll see if there's anything new tomorrow. I'm going to watch some games, so we'll probably talk tomorrow. Hey, listen, the Giants, my Giants team is history. They got a coach that's delusional, a GM that's made some very, very bad decisions, and he doesn't know how to get out of it. My Raiders aren't going to be winning any Super Bowls soon. I think the teams to beat are the 49ers and either the Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, and I don't know about Cincinnati. They never either did Buffalo. They didn't have good games, so I don't know. Let's see how their quarterbacks hold up. But that's based upon quarterbacks anyhow. All right, listen. Let me get out of here. Let me go watch some football. Talk to you later.